Before starting this, I had to stop myself from texting someone with a pretty intimate, sacred thought that really didn't deserve to know. So before I started this, I had to stop myself from sending a text message to someone who cares about me, yeah, cool, but isn't overtly interested in my innermost being. And I had to ask myself, why are you looking to them for conversation about this? Why is this a person that you are potentially going to for validation or affirmation when they've never gone out of their way to validate or affirm you? And I was about to say, this is someone who, with all of that being said, is kind to me. But in my head, I was asking myself, is that really being kind to you? Regardless, it was interesting to me that happened right before I started this, because I'm going to be talking about connection. Honestly, the lack of connection that I feel right now in my life. What friendship and relationship is beginning to mean to me. How that's changing. How that has changed. This year in particularly, I feel I have spent the most time in solitude and really navigating life myself. Being guided by my own thoughts, my own emotions, my own feelings about things. And I say that in a way of, like, of course I've been making my own decisions. I've been doing things for myself, but without the weight of others and their opinions and what they think I should be doing, what they want from me. And that's been very difficult. And I feel like this year, the last of the remnants of my life and what it was have been washed away. Which has brought me a lot of sadness. I think losing people to death, to life, brings a level of grief. You grieve what was, you grieve what could have been, the possibility of the absence of the person in your life, the absence of the person in your life at a certain level, them not being able to show up how you thought they would or how you wanted them to. And I think it's so okay to allow ourselves to feel this way. And it's important to embrace that, sit with that, and experience the emotion of losing someone. So, obviously, losing people has brought me some sadness. But without having so many voices around, I've really been able to listen to me more, hear myself clearly, to allow myself to search for clarity, to build trust with myself, to see the time with myself as sacred, as necessary, as freedom. And over the past 2 to 3 years, my values have been changing. A lot has shifted for me. I had to just let life take me and bring me to where it wanted to, and just be present. And I feel like I'm at a place where I'm really seeing clearer and working harder to embrace that presence. But like with that, obviously, like my morals and values have changed, and I feel like I'm really trying to embody them in the life that I'm creating for myself. The lack of connection started, or was I don't know if I could say it was a product, but went hand in hand with, I feel like, the hopelessness that I have felt, that I have dealt with, that I have battled with for the past year and a half, 2 years, really heavy. And I realized like the reality of hopelessness and what it takes to bring yourself out of that, and how real it can feel. And I'm grateful, really all the more, for every experience that has brought me to this point, because I feel like the level of empathy I'm able to feel, and the amount of grace I have the capacity to give has grown. And like, clearly not grace without boundaries in some unaccountable sort of way, but like grace, and still we're deserving of love, and still we all are loved by God, and still we all deserve to give ourselves an opportunity to give ourselves peace and do what's best for us. So like the hopelessness really spread throughout my entire life, and I've really been trying to see purpose, find passion for a minute. Not even saying that I have it now, but I think I'm more comfortable with asking myself the real questions and getting the real answers, knowing that I'm okay, feeling more stable within myself, regulating my nervous system, feeling calm, being able to be as calm as I am. And it's like I've always been this calm person. Even as a child, I've had this essence, and feeling anxious and like being in a period where I was feeling anxious felt so outside of myself. And I don't remember exactly what I felt like before, but I know what I feel like now. And now feels like deep growing connection with myself. And honestly, I think that not having as many people around me, no friends that I just like talk to on it every day, no one to like casually kick it with, gave me like room to remove the noise and really think for myself and try to be able to sustain myself. sustaining myself in the sense like emotional stability, being able to keep on a routine, being able to recognize and do what's important for me without someone having to constantly encourage me, to be completely honest. And in that, honestly, I don't know whether to assign good or bad to it or just being what it is. I feel like I've had to really go through some of the worst things this year on my own. Losing a loved one, to depression at the start of the year was very, very difficult, and I'll talk about that in greater detail at a later time. But like really having to navigate that alone outside of going to therapy was rough, and it is still. I had to actually like say to my parents, like, y'all know that I lost someone so loved by me in such a way, and you haven't asked me how I'm doing, and I'm really not doing well. Like, I'm disappointed in that, and I'm hurt by that, because you know this, and you didn't think enough, or you're not considering me to ask me that. And like, well, actually, no, that's just it. And I felt similar ways about situations where I've tried to open up to others in this year, and really seeing what people do with the information. Like, I just disclosed to you that I'm dealing with something very difficult, or this is hard for me. You say that you care about me, you want to be my friend. To me, a friend is like intimately involved in my life. I'm sharing my life with you. Somebody who really like hearing you and understanding what you're saying, like seeing you as you're sharing and, revealing to them like the deepest parts of yourself. They'll ask you, next time you talk to them, how you feeling about this, or just ask you, period. Check in. Like, I want you to know that I heard you when you expressed yourself, and I'm grateful that you shared that information, because you're allowing me to see you more clearly, and that's a beautiful gift. I want you to know that I care about you, so let me follow up and see like how you doing. Like, are you straight? Do you need to talk about it? Do you need space? Like, I don't know. Well, I guess I do know. I wanted to say, I don't know what's so hard about that for people, or like why that's not mutually understood, but you really do have to have that level of even support, care, openness, space to yourself in order to have it for someone else. And I'm really reminded of that so deeply. It really allows me to look at people with more empathy and just know, like, you're really not ever missing out on anything with anybody who can't meet your needs, because why would you want unmet desires? Like, you will be forever begging. And not to say that, you can't tell people or show people how to treat you, but the desire has to be there. And I realized a lot of people really aren't at a space where they have the desire truly to make change, to want to love deeper, to have greater connection, to want to be more in tune with themselves, with those in their lives, to have more presence. It's hard. I get it. But like, why am I seeking validation and affirmation from these type of people? I'm really having to ask myself and give myself a space to get clear and show up for myself in all the ways that I want someone else to. And it's like, while I really do want someone just to hang out with, or talk on the phone, or really have a real conversation with, who's like actually gonna open up to me in return, I do feel like it's just not that time for me right now. My therapist tells me that one of my issues is like, I'm always reaching out to people in my proximity. And most people in my proximity are in the same situation, potentially the same headspace, the same amount of miserable, the same amount of hating their job, the same amount of underpaid, the same amount of emotionally unavailable as me. That's why y'all around each other right now in some sort of, way. Not always, but you get the point. So I want to be more intentional to create a new vision for my life and believe in it and have hope that it will come in whatever way it's supposed to. I've been telling myself I need to focus more on what's ahead of me rather than what's in front of me, which is what I have been doing. So, yeah. Still wanting the connection, knowing that the access to it at this point in time may not be within reach. Not to say that it's not coming. And I know I really do need the space to think freely for myself, uninhibited, without anyone else in mind but me, in full dedication and devotion to myself. To myself. And yeah.